Members of two legendary crews in the city of Boston's notorious Latino street organization were caught up in Operation Throwdown, D5K and the Morton Street Bricks. Let's discuss the Boston end of this massive federal case and one of Boston's top up-and-coming rappers. What's up, everybody? Welcome back. So a few months ago, I made a video about the giant Federal RICO case called Operation Throwdown. 62 members of one of the largest and most infamous Latino street organizations in America were indicted as a result. I focused the majority of that video on King Merlin, aka Michael Ciccatelli, and his family relations to the Italian LCN in Springfield, Mass, where he's from. But there were kings from all over Massachusetts and beyond that got caught up in Operation Throwdown, including the city of Boston. Boston, which probably doesn't stand out in most people's minds as a king stronghold, has had a presence of the organization in the city since at least the 1990s. There are two main sets in the city of Boston: Devon Street in the Grove Hall neighborhood of Dorchester, which is referred to as D5K, and then if you travel south through Codman Square on the way to Mattapan, there's also the Morton Street Bricks, another king set in the city of Boston. In my last video about the Kings, I briefly talked about the insane situation with King Rev, who was a dean at Boston English High School, and he was actively recruiting students to join the Kings while on the job. Now, obviously, the King Rev story is a huge part of the Boston side of Operation Throwdown, but so I can get this video out to you guys this week, I'm going to have to kind of brush over that part of the story, but I promise in the near future I'm going to do a full-length video and really dive into that story because it's a crazy story. It's like you couldn't make that kind of stuff up. He's the dean of students at Boston English, and he's actively recruiting students to join the Kings. It's like what a story. So I'm not going to really talk about it too much. I just kind of wanted to mention it briefly here, but I promise in the very near future, in the next couple of months, I'll do a full-length video about King Rev, the whole story from start to finish. The Kings are one of the largest organizations in the mass prison system. They also have a presence in the North Shore of Boston and Lynn, Salem, Peabody, and Chelsea. They also have a strong presence in the South Coast city of New Bedford on the north side of town especially. There was a good number of New Bedford Kings that were caught up in Operation Throwdown, but the majority of their power base is out in the central and western parts of the state. Fitchburg, Worcester, Holyoke, and to a smaller degree Gardner and Leominster, but Springfield, Mass. Is a hub for kings in the Bay State. That's where King Merlin was from, and the feds listed him as the #1 king in the entire East Coast, the overseer, although people debate that. In the past few years, the already dangerous city of Springfield has become the most violent city in the Commonwealth by far. The majority of things going on in the city aren't really random either. They're targeted attacks between different street organizations. Even though each city has their individual cliques, they're all connected with each other in the state of Massachusetts and beyond. The Kings are a very structured and regimented organization with members having titles and ranks that come with certain responsibilities. One man who is alleged by the feds to be the chairman of the Crown Council for the Devon Street D5K set in Dorchester was none other than King Ace the General. If you're a fan of rap and from the Boston area, then you may have noticed King Ace dropped the video for Outside this weekend. I can guarantee this is a song you'll be hearing in the hood all summer long. I saw 1090 Jake put it up on his Instagram story the other day, and then B. Luke posted it on his YouTube community page. It's already at 70K views on YouTube in its first 2 days, which is pretty impressive. There's not too many artists in the city right now that can break 100K, which I'm sure this video will do very soon. The song itself is good. It's got a fire beat, and King Ace the General brings his trademark rap style and energy into the song. I heard the song before it was released on the Jetpack TV platform a couple months ago, but with the video shot by Ripe Tangerines, it brings it to a whole nother level. King Ace also has a solid backstory, which is now basically essential in the drill rap era, if you want to be successful anyways. King Ace the General, who has been known as Ace his entire life, first became King Ace at the age of 14 when he joined the Kings. At the age of 17, King Ace was hit by the opposition while actively putting in work for the D5K set. For his service, the King's hierarchy bestowed on King Ace the name of King Ace the General. After surviving an injury that initially doctors weren't sure he'd recover from, Ace became a well-respected member of the D5 case set. It also pushed the young man into making a decision to jump into the street life head first. He says himself that up until that point it was still kind of a game to him. After almost losing his life, he now saw how serious the consequences were for the life he was living. Not long after, King Ace the General received his first state prison sentence as an adult, and it was during this bid that he decided he wanted to become a rapper. That's not an uncommon thought process for guys incarcerated listening to the Launchpad every Sunday night. Ace almost didn't have a chance to get his career underway though, because as soon as he ended his state bid, he got wrapped up in Operation Throwdown. Little did King Ace know at the time, but he was being investigated by the feds when he was still incarcerated at OCC in the Mass State Prison System. They were listening to all his phone calls and intercepting all his mail. When he got out of state prison, he was under supervised release and he had a curfew at night. In December of 2019, when the feds began taking all the Kings into custody from Operation Throwdown, King Ace the General had broken curfew and wasn't at his home. He was at another location watching all the events unfold on TV. He then made the conscious decision to not turn himself in and go on the lam. For the first month, he said he was very paranoid and stayed inside and kept to himself mostly. But then as the reality set in that he was eventually going to go do time in the feds, he began to prepare for the future. He began recording music and videos. Eventually, after 3 months on the lam, he was picked up by the authorities and was sentenced to 44 months in federal prison for his role in the massive RICO case Operation Throwdown. His most viewed video, Kingside, which is now at almost 500,000 views, I believe was filmed while he was on the lam. It was released while he was incarcerated. Since King Ace the General has come home from the feds, he has been steadily grinding at the rap game, and his hard work in 2023 is starting to pay off in 2024. Instead of having to pay a deposit to secure a venue to perform at, he now gets booked for paid gigs at venues that continue to get better each time. Some of his more popular songs that he's released before Outside, but since getting out of federal prison, are Let's Talk About It and Song Cry. He released Outside a few months ago on the Jetpack TV, which is a platform that I'm a big fan of. I've mentioned Jetpack before on this channel. I feel like they showcase a lot of local unknown talent before they get big and popular, but they also get well-known artists like King Bricks and Y Jizzle to perform on the channel as well. But King Ace the General first released Outside on Jetpack TV a few months ago. He's trying to create a buzz for his first project, Welcome to Devon, as in Welcome to Devon Street, the D5K set of the Kings in Dorchester. The Jetpack TV video got a respectable 10K views, but the added visuals of the video shot by Ripe Tangerines is pushing the song to higher levels of success. The video is shot in Boston and it does a great job of bringing the song to life. King Ace the General brings his awesome energy to the video, hopping around in front of the camera yelling, "I'm the truth!" It's hard not to get pumped up. I've been listening to it before I go digging clams the last few days. There's the customary burnouts in an abandoned parking lot with various vehicles, including a sweet yellow pickup truck, which is obviously a shout out to the color of the Kings, and one of those cool Can-Am vehicles as well. He and a bunch of his homies are getting all amped up in a parking lot as Ace delivers his verses. Then he and I believe it's legendary tattoo artist Hands Down are dancing in the back of a tractor trailer, which is of course the favorite mode of transportation for large quantities of illegal products from the border. And then finally, King Ace and some of his crew are out in front of a building which I would assume is on Devon Street. The building has a look similar to a lot of Grove Hall architecture. In my opinion, Outside, the song, and most definitely the video are certified hits. You'll be hearing this blasting out of passing car stereos and backyard cookouts all summer long in 2024 in the city of Boston, I can guarantee it. So I hope you guys enjoyed this very brief video. I wanted to give a shout out to King Ace the General and let you guys know about the song if you hadn't heard it or seen the video yet. I wanted to make a little more of a story than just telling you, hey, check out the video. So I hope you guys enjoyed it. I know it was a very brief video, but I wanted to make sure I at least had something small for you guys this week. I've had to recently take my younger daughter full time, so between clamming and that, it's been nearly impossible to make videos. I'll do my best to make sure I keep putting out videos for you guys in the meantime, and when I finally get a little bit of time put aside, I have a couple really good stories I'm working on, so stay tuned. And like I said earlier, I promise to do a full in-depth video about King Rev in the near future. I'll be shocked if we don't see that story on a feature motion picture or at least a Netflix series in the future. It's a story that's almost too unbelievable to be true, really. Remember too, also, if you're subscribed and you don't have that notification bell turned on, hit that so every time I drop a video, you'll get notified. I almost forgot to mention this, so I'm going to add it real quick here at the end of the video. Be on the lookout. I saw a teaser for the video on Instagram last night. One of the big features on his new project, Welcome to Devon, that's coming up is a feature with Millie's for King Ace the General. And the video was just like a teaser on Instagram last night, so be on the lookout for that because that's going to drop soon. I guarantee you it's going to be fire, and you'll be hearing that as well throughout the streets of Boston this summer. Hope you guys like this quick video. Like I said, I'm sorry it's short, but I just wanted to have at least something for you guys this week. I'm working on a couple of big projects, hopefully come out sometime this month, but I'll have at least one video a week for you guys, fingers crossed. But if you guys liked it, you know what to do. Hit that like button, subscribe if you're not already subscribed. If you are subscribed, like I said before, hit that notification bell. Follow me on Instagram if you want to. It's J_TRIMMINS, my name, just like on my YouTube channel. But most of all, guys, you know the most important thing. Make good choices, make good decisions, take good care of yourselves, your family, your friends, your fellow human beings. Try to have a good day. I'll talk to you guys soon. God bless.